Good morning, everyone. I'm just gonna wait a minute to see if anyone hops on. I didn't give any warning I was going live today, so we'll see. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. So I just wanted to come live today. I had a session scheduled with a client that we ended up rescheduling, so I didn't want to waste this good lip. This is, I believe, from Colored Rain. I'm not sure the name of the color, but I really like it. I think this might be my first time wearing it, but I really like this color. So I was like, let me go live because I'm already in that mindset of, coaching and being ready to talk to people. So let me not waste this moment of inspiration. So I'm here and want to check in. I have not been super active in the group lately. I've had some family stuff going on. So thank y'all for your patience with me and also for, continuing to interact when I do post, interact with the posts, and for reaching out to me privately. I appreciate that. And what else? I'm actually getting over the flu. I've had the flu for the past week. Influenza A is what I actually got tested positive for. So I thought it was COVID initially, but it's flu. So I'm just kind of coming out of that. I'm medicated right now, so I'm feeling okay, but I've had a really wicked cough and the body aches and all of that stuff. My husband's actually sick too. So yeah, we just been trying to make it, and feeling really grateful that I had a home that was cozy to recuperate in and that I had access to medication and healthcare and, warmth. It's really cold where I live right now. I live at a higher elevation here in Southern California. So, there will be frost on the cars outside and, you can see your breath when you go outside. So, yeah, it's been pretty cold and things like that just make me really grateful for what I have. Sometimes we can take those things for granted, but, I think it's in the times where you're down or where you're kind of stripped to the minimum, you realize how valuable the little things are and how the little things really aren't little. Having a car, having a house, having heat, having warm clothing, having family around, having food in your fridge. We can take those things for granted. But, they're a big deal. So I felt really grateful to be able to have the space to recover. My other job, aside from coaching, I work from home. So that's actually been really great while I've been dealing with the family stuff and also for my business, because I do that from home as well. So I can actually be sick and take care of myself, do what I need to do, and still show up, so that's been awesome. And yeah, but I realize it's been a little while since I've checked in with y'all. I want to say since the day I got married was my last live video. So I just wanted to pop on, say hi, talk a little bit about the promotions that I currently have going. And y'all have to excuse me because I'm still a little wheezy. I'm also asthmatic, so if I sound like I'm struggling, I am, but I'm here. So But yeah, I wanted to talk about the specials that I have. So I've actually had quite a few people reaching out to me interested in coaching, doing consultations with me, wanting to just kind of really get more serious about their dating lives for the new year. And I'm totally here for it. So currently, right now, I am offering anyone who has worked with me in a paid capacity. So you've bought a session, you've bought a reading from me, I've coached you during the last year, so since January to current. If we work together in any capacity, I am offering you a free follow-up session with me. So you do need to reach out to me to claim it, and there is no tricks, no additional purchase required. It's basically my client appreciation. It's my thanks to you. So just reach out to me for that, and we can set it up. I'm doing that until December 31st. So spread the word. If you know anybody who has worked with me within the last year, make sure to let them know to reach out to me for that free follow-up session. And yeah, we'll get it on the books and get it going. And I'm also offering, I just posted in my stories today, some sales on my regular services. So I don't do sales on my one-on-one packages because those are so customized, and that's basically the highest level that you can work with me at. And to respect the proximity and the investment of those containers, I don't put those offers on sale. But I do have a special going for my I Am Voxer coaching. So that is the on-demand coaching, and it's where we communicate via Messenger or Voxer or Marco Polo, whichever medium you prefer. And you basically have, full access to me, and you're able to get advice, you're able to get my input on your situation. I can kind of, talk you off a ledge if you're, kind of having a crisis moment, or you're not sure what to say to a man in a certain scenario. You need some encouragement. You have, something you want to run by me. You basically have that access to me via voice or by typing. And that's normally $200 a month. But for the holidays, I'm making it 50% off. So until December 31st at midnight, it is available for $100 a month for 3 months. So basically, you will be able to have that access to me, have coaching. We just won't be doing like phone calls. It won't be, my one-on-one coaching is a lot more comprehensive, because that involves like me actually sending you stuff, giving you homework. I record meditations for you. We have actual video or phone sessions every week. I provide you with like free resources like books and other classes. I hook you up with other experts that I've worked with as part of the healing journey to help you get a little bit further and get over some of the hurdles that you uniquely have. So I don't do obviously any of that in the I Am Voxer coaching, because that's meant to be more like, on demand, and it's not as high level obviously, but you still get access to me. So I think that's pretty valuable. I get a lot of people who, will come to me for questions, and, I answer questions, but this will really give you that investment where, you've set aside something to have some time with me, some real time with me, so I can dig into your situation and really give you comprehensive answers. So that's available, and I guarantee you the $100 rate for 3 months. After that, then it will go back to the $200 per month, but you can definitely make a lot of progress in 3 months. So that's available. And I have my master classes. So the 3 classes that I've recorded thus far, I'm going to do more, but like I said, it's been a lot going on. I have the 3 master classes. They are Vet Like a Goddess, um, Clarity, Stay or Leave Like a Goddess, and then Speak Like a Goddess. So Vet is about learning how to vet. Clarity is about if you're in a complicated relationship, or you're with a man who's like emotionally unavailable, or you can't quite move things from casual to committed. That class is, basically to help you decipher, is this something that you can work with or not? Is it worth putting in the effort? And if so, what would you need to do to navigate this relationship to make it something that is satisfying for you? And then Speak is about the art of feminine communication. So how you talk to men, how you show up in the world, how you embody that feminine energy so that you're more likely to be understood, to get your needs met, to get what you want. And then also, so you have more inner peace. Because when we get worked up, it doesn't just affect how we communicate with others, it affects how we feel inside. So a lot of us are not taught how to communicate in a feminine way where we don't have to be forceful or raise our voice or get smart or, whatever. There's actually a way you can say how you're feeling and not attack the man, not make him wrong, not come off as argumentative or aggressive or anything like that. So this class really talks about that and teaches you some techniques and actually gives you some scripting really for how you can communicate and resolve conflicts and things like that with men especially. So those 3 classes, they're normally $55 a piece. Okay, so when they first came out, I put them on pre-sale. The pre-sale is usually $33. Then once it's not on pre-sale, they're $55. And I do sales intermittently, but right now for the holidays, they are, what did I say? I think I said they're 33. I believe I said 33. So they're 33, but if you are a member of the Ladies Lounge, I tend to offer specials for the ladies who are members of my free group here on Facebook. So if you are a member of the Ladies Lounge and you're interested in purchasing any of those classes, I will offer you an additional promo to bring the price from 33 down to 25. So you can get each class for 25. So I think that's a pretty good deal. It's over 50% off. So reach out to me. That is available until 12/31 as well. So all of these deals are available until 12/31. After that, everything goes back to the normal pricing. And lastly, I do have my group coaching. I'm actually going to share the flyer for that soon. I've been working on it, trying to tweak it and make it, look good. I'm not a designer. That's not really my strength or more my forte, but it conveys the things that you need to know, basically. I don't even want to say the basics. It conveys what you need to know about the group coaching program. And that's geared toward creating a community of women who are really focused on getting to committed relationships and or marriage their priority. The same way that you may join a cohort in school to get through a certain class or to get through a degree program, or at work if you're like in a supervisory development program or something like that. This is the same thing, but this is focused on relationships. So relationships is one thing that we're really not taught. We're not taught that in school. A lot of our parents don't really know how to do relationships well, so they didn't necessarily teach us nor model how to do them successfully. So where are we supposed to learn from? So to me, to have a resource like that available is really valuable. I know that the groups that I've been a part of, I've really gained a lot, not just from the material and from the instructor, but also from having peers and kind of creating a sisterhood of women who are like-minded, who have similar goals. To me, that makes a big difference, because some of us have people in our lives who can be cynical, who are not supportive of our goals, our dreams, of the things that we want and aspire to personally. They may have had their own experiences in love, so they tend toward, men are dogs, or, that they don't believe that healthy relationships are really possible. They've kind of given up on men, or they're very guarded. They tend toward being negative, things like that. Those are not the people that you want to really share your aspirations with. Those are not the people that you want to be venting to or taking advice from. And this community would create a safe space for not only learning, but for you to have other women to connect with. So that group coaching program is 12 weeks long. You have the option to extend after the 12 weeks, but the actual program is 12 weeks long, and I go over any and everything that we need to touch on in order for you to be prepared to have a relationship with a high quality man. And that includes the whole dating experience. So how you're going to get ready for dating, meaning getting your mind, body, and spirit ready for dating. Feminine communication. So like some of the stuff that I touch on in the masterclass. In fact, the masterclasses are included as part of that. I do 2 trainings in the group per month. So 2 live trainings. Those are exclusive to the group, so you won't find those trainings anywhere else. And I also do Q&As as part of those trainings. I bring in experts to also do trainings within the group. You get a discount on one-on-one sessions with me. So if you feel like you need additional support outside of what's offered in the group, then you have that option. And then I provide you lots of free resources. So when I say free resources, I'm talking about, like, for example, one of the elements of the group is getting your mind and body right. So we're talking about like therapy. We're talking about getting your health and fitness in order. So meal plans, recipes, exercise plans, supplements, books that you should check out and read, meditations. There's just a lot. There's so much I can't even tell you off the top of my head. I'd really have to have it in front of me so that I don't forget everything. But those are just some examples of what I'm offering as part of the group. And it's all geared toward getting you in the best place possible so that you are a match for the best man possible. Don't believe anyone that's telling you you don't need to do anything to position yourself for what you want. I don't believe in that. Now, there are some people who, by the luck of the draw, they did nothing and they got everything. But that's not going to be the case for everybody. Most of us are going to have to put in the effort. Most of us are going to have to educate ourselves and position ourselves for success. We're going to have to do some legwork. We're going to have to do some prep. We're going to have to put in the effort. So this is geared toward that. If you want a man who's emotionally healthy, you need to be emotionally healthy. Because why is that fair for him to be emotionally available and you're not? Or for him to have dealt with his issues, he's going to therapy, he's dealing with his mommy and daddy issues, his abandonment, his lack of positive examples in his life and all of that, but you haven't dealt with yours. Why would you think that a man like that is going to want to commit himself to a woman who won't do her part for herself? So these are just the things that you want to keep in mind when you find yourself asking for a certain type of man, or expecting or feeling like you should attract or have a certain kind of man. Are you a match for that? Same thing when we talk about, and I've talked about it in the group before. It can be controversial, but it really is coming from a good place. Men really appreciate beauty in a woman. They appreciate a woman who values herself, who takes care of her vessel, who, looks at the way she presents herself and recognizes that how she looks is a reflection of him. How she goes out, her image, how she looks when she goes out, how she presents herself in front of him, all of that is a reflection of him. Because she's an extension, of him as his woman, and, vice versa. But I don't want to get too much into the mindset of what men do, women do, and it's all the same, because it's not. What men look for from women and value from women is different than what women look for and value from men. So I mean, we'll just be honest because it makes more sense to be straightforward and honest and to the point that men are looking for women who are beautiful. You know, we all love and appreciate a beautiful woman, even women. So, you know, if you actually invest in looking as good as you possibly can, it will serve you well. You'll be attractive to more men. You'll have more options. You even get different treatment out in the world. So I teach you about that. So we get into style, we get into dress, get into makeup, obviously, like I said, inner and outer health. So your fitness, nutrition, things like that, how to manage your mood, get into, you know, all of that stuff. So I'm not going to go through all the details. If you have any questions about it, you can reach out to me and I'd be happy to kind of lay out more of what we touch on in that group more. But like I said, the bottom line is to get you from either having nothing going on or nothing promising going on in your love life to actually having some suitors and actually having some men, or at least one man, who is ready to step up and commit to you and really give you the type of relationship you're looking for. And not just, you know, any old man off the street, but a quality man, someone who can actually show up for you, actually has the capabilities, physically and emotionally, to meet you where you are, and so that you all can create a beautiful life together. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't take long if you are serious about it. So that program is normally $3,000. It's a $3,000 investment, but because I'm running it as a beta, and that means that I'm still gathering case study information, I'm still gathering testimonials, I am still in the beginning phases of running it, offering it for 50% off, just for a limited number of women. After that, it will go back up to full price. So it's $1,500 right now. And I do offer payment plans, and I do offer financing as well if that's something that you're interested in. I work with a company that can front you the money and then you make payments to them over a specified amount of time of your choosing. Like you work out the details with them. It's like a small loan. So yeah, let me know if that's something that you're interested in, and I'll get you signed up for that. It's going to be awesome. And lots to look forward to in the upcoming year. My schedule is starting to fill up. I've had some people who were thinking about coaching or kind of, you know, sitting on their hands about it, who I think are starting to get serious and say, you know what, I don't want to let another year go by and spend the holidays by myself, spend another birthday by myself, or just stay stuck in this position. So they've decided to reach out, and I'm super excited about that. Of course, like I said, that means that my schedule starts filling up, so I have less and less time available for additional things that I want to take on. But I mean, I love doing this work. I love helping you all. So if this is something you're thinking about, definitely get in while you can, while I have the spaces available. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was just what getting serious looks like. So when you really want to get serious about your dating life, as with anything, you're going to have to commit yourself. You're going to have to make it a priority. So I'll just tell you personally, when I got serious about it, I was not only willing to commit financially, so making a large investment that was uncomfortable for me. I want to say the first investment that really stretched me as a single mom was the coach I worked with, whose program was $5,000. I didn't even have $5,000. I didn't have it available. I didn't have it on a credit card. I think I ended up applying for a credit card, and that's how I paid for it, but I didn't even have it available. So my initial answer was, oh, that's too much. I can't afford it. But when you are in a place of desperation and you really want change and you're really serious about making your goals a reality, you find a way. I like to say that the divine meets you where you're at and does what you can't do if you do what you can do. So I found a way, I paid for it. And I mean, you see, I'm sitting here with you today, and the person that I was trying to sort a relationship out with is the man that I'm married to today. So I feel like I got, the return on my investment. I did a lot of other work in addition to that, but for me, that was a major step that I took in committing myself and getting serious. So some of the other things that I did that made me serious about my dating life was getting serious about meditation, really developing a spiritual practice. So observing and being more mindful of my thoughts, the words that I spoke, the conversations that I had with people, the thoughts I allowed myself to entertain. I got way more disciplined in my thought life. I actually started taking supplements to try to help balance my mood because I noticed I had a tendency to go into like depressive times or to really get anxious or to get obsessive. So I didn't just try to affirm my way out of it. I also tried to say, let me try not to consume so much sugar. Let me try to have a workout routine so that I can get some natural endorphins and kind of burn off this anxious energy. Let me be a little bit more disciplined in how I take care of myself so that I can feel good and see how that impacts, my dating life and, me pursuing this goal. I got serious about dating. So I actually had to listen to the advice I was getting from the coaches. And one thing that some women don't do is they will seek out the advice, but they don't want to follow it. And I know that's something that I used to do as well. And that's a form of self-sabotage. You really want to look at that you don't know how to get from point A to point Z. So the reason why you're hiring the expert, the reason why you're seeking out the guidance is because they do know and you trust that they know. So allow them to guide you. And any resistance that comes up along the way, ask them to help you work through it. But be willing to step outside of your comfort zone. Be willing to do things that you may not necessarily want to do, because in the big picture, it's going to get you where you want to be. So I had to get comfortable with dating, putting myself out there, having these conversations with men. I had to get comfortable with putting more effort into my appearance, so that was a departure from my norm. It wasn't that I was ever like completely letting myself go or that I didn't care, but there were just certain things I needed to be more mindful of, especially because I was on the market. So, I'll also say, looking at how you date and the people that you entertain. So choosing very carefully who you give your time and attention to. Not entertaining those men who just hang around in your life as stragglers, who don't mean you any good, who've been texting you for years, but it's never going anywhere. It's like, no, I have time and energy for men who are actually interested in me, where this could go somewhere, where, I'm interested in you, you're interested in me, we're seeing what this could potentially be, versus, men that it's not gone anywhere forever and it's probably not going to. So, kind of pruning a bit and cleaning those numbers out of your phone, detoxing, your exes from your energy and from your space, and really creating some room and some space to invite new, fresh energy, new men into your reality. Also making the effort to go out and do things. So I'm totally cool with online dating. I encourage it, but also you cannot date online. You can meet online, but dating happens in person. So I'm not a proponent of long distance, and I'm also not a proponent of any kind of communication that stays through the phone. So you want to get to a place where you all are seeing each other pretty, soon after you start communicating and you realize there's interest there, and seeing each other regularly. And also you want to get to a place where you are open to going on dates. So you have to be okay with going out and meeting the men. I advocate for coffee dates, for first dates, so you can kind of get a feel of how they are in person. Or even I share with my clients certain events if they're looking for like professional men and things like that, events that they need to start going to. And yeah, it's going to require you to find a dress or get your makeup done or make plans, buy tickets to go to these events or to volunteer with these organizations or whatever it is that you have to do. But again, making the effort. Even little things like, going to the Home Depot or going to the hardware store or wherever you might find men, like putting yourself in proximity for men to see you, to approach you, and you appearing approachable, you being open energetically and otherwise. Those are ways that you are more serious about your dating life. Instead of taking a passive approach, instead of thinking, well, if it's God's will, he'll just, pop into my life. You don't do that with anything else. You don't say, if it's God's will for me to have a house, he'll just drop the house and the keys in my lap, or he'll just drop the job in my lap. Like, you have to put in some work on your end too. God co-creates with us. So we make ourselves available for the blessing, and, he provides in a way that we can't. He moves things supernaturally, but we also have to be obedient. We also have to take inspired actions. We have to follow through. You can even see that in the Bible. It wasn't just miraculous healings dropped on people. Sometimes it was, you need to go dip in the Jordan River. You need to touch the hem of the garment. You need to, do A, B, and C in order to receive the healing or to receive the blessing. So there is going to be effort and things required on your part too. So you have to be willing to make it a priority to step up and do it. And again, don't make this something that you look for other people's approval or support in doing, especially if they're not the type to do it themselves. Get laser focused, find yourself a community, find yourself a coach that you trust, and work with them to realize your goal. Don't wait for other people in your life to give you the thumbs up or to say, oh yeah, girl, I'm doing the same thing, or I think that's great that you're spending thousands of dollars trying to get your love life in order. Not a lot of people are going to say that, but again, how important is it to you? If you have kids, how important is it to you that your kids see you being loved well, that they see you in a healthy relationship, that they have that positive father figure in their lives and in the home? How will that impact future generations? Not just your kids, but your kids' kids. How will that impact your cousins and your aunties and whoever else might be seeing you and seeing this transformation that you're undergoing? How will that impact the community? How will that impact your city, your state, your world in general? You actually being in a healthy, happy relationship where you're building and creating something beautiful together. So the ripple effect is much bigger than just us as individuals. So that's why I feel this work is really important work. And you have to eliminate excuses. You have to eliminate any type of, this is not that important type of thought. I don't have the money for it. I don't have the time for it. The things that we will put before getting our relationships in order can be really mind-boggling. And if you really think about it, you don't have forever. You don't have forever to get yourself together. There are certain opportunities that you will miss out on. There are certain men who may be available today, but they're not going to stay on the market forever. So if you continue to wait and procrastinate, you're getting older. If you desire to have more kids, that fertility window starts to close as you get older. Your kids start to get older, so you don't necessarily have the opportunity to have a man in the house while you're raising them if you continue to wait and procrastinate. And even yourself, I think the longer you stay single, the longer you live by yourself, you get kind of set in your ways. So it becomes harder for you to partner with somebody else and compromise and share your space and want to consider their thoughts and opinions and desires because you're so used to doing your own thing. And that's really important in relationship, that you recognize it's about the two of you. It's not just about what you want. So again, you want to really look at, are you taking your love life seriously? Are you taking your relationships seriously? And if you're not, why not? Why is money, your job, your other personal aspirations, the car you want to get, the neighborhood you want to move to, the trips you want to take, why are those things more important than finding a life partner? Why is that more important than building a solid foundation for you and your children, for your family? Why is it more important than you having that support of a partner who's protecting and covering you and providing for you in multiple ways, not just financially, but in multiple ways? Why is that not a priority for you? You really want to look at that, because we are created to be partnered. We're created to be in relationship with others. Human beings are not meant to be islands unto themselves. And women specifically, I believe we thrive the most when we are in happy, healthy, loving relationships. We're able to be in our feminine energy. We're able to glow and inspire and love and nurture and be wild and be passionate and be, inspirational muses. But when we're bogged down with all the responsibilities of life, when we're trying to do a two-parent job by ourselves, when we're trying to protect ourselves from, various things out in the world and have our guard up, and when we're not being nurtured and poured into, but we're doing that for other people, it can run us down and we're not at our best. And, you want to optimize every day of your life so that you can enjoy it to the fullest and be your best self. So just ask yourself, how seriously are you taking your love life as you go into the new year? Do you want to make any shifts in that? Do you want to spend another year potentially by yourself, or saying that, well, I guess I just haven't met the right guy? There's billions of men out there. You could have met the right person if you really got intentional about it. If you really had a strategy for dating, if you really had a strategy for putting yourself out there and taking things seriously, it does not have to take a long time. It does not have to take years. There's no reason why it needs to take years. There are marriage-minded men who are ready right now, who find you attractive right now, who would step up and marry you within a year if you really got serious about it. But why are you holding yourself back? There may be some fears and things that you need to look at within yourself, and that's where therapy and coaching come in, for how you prepare yourself for what it is that you want to ask for, but you're afraid to get. Because it's really not about the men. It's not about that there are no men. It's not about that there's a shortage of options. It's really, are you a match for it? Are you really willing to let it in? Are you really ready to receive it? And a lot of times the answer is no. So we'll find other reasons and other excuses for why it's not happening for us. But it's really that we're just not ready. We're not open to it as much as we think we are. So I think that's all I wanted to say about that. I didn't want to make this video too long. I've already talked a little while and starting to get a little bit hoarse. So I'm going to hop off of live here. But just wanted to check in with you all. If you are interested in, like I said, if you're a past client and you want to book your follow-up reading, send me a DM. If you are interested in purchasing any of the masterclasses or the on-demand coaching, send me a message. And or if you just want to, book an individual session or reading, or you're interested in one-on-one coaching or the group program, also reach out to me. My DMs are open. If you just have any questions that you want to run by me, feel free. And if I don't talk to you all before the new year on live video, I wish you happy holiday season and stay safe. Take care of yourself and each other. And let's go into 2023 and make it a very awesome, fabulous, prosperous, beautiful year. I'm wishing you all and your families health, wealth, and joy throughout this season, and like I said, into the new year. And I will talk to you soon. You take care, and bye for now.